There we go.
Torie Fletcher, everybody.
Thank you. I'm not going to lie, this is my first time doing anything like this, so you'll have to forgive me. But anyway, my name is Torie and I'm from Bootskins, and I'll tell you a little bit about me first. So this is all of us. So obviously there's me and then Paul. I don't know whether has any of you met Paul? There's usually two of us that come. So anyway, that's my husband, Paul. And then that's three of the children. And then this is the fourth one because she's decided to go and swan off to Australia. So my stress levels have been up here for about 3 weeks because worrying about her. And then we've got four beautiful dogs, 2 and 2. They range from about this little to about this big. And then we've got a really big dog, and it's a horse, and it's my daughter's, this one. And yeah, and this is, Lauren's the reason that we are a bit more unorthodox as parents. So when she was born at 24 weeks. So she was only like £1.6, and you could fit her in the palm of your hand. She went down to about 520 grams in weight. She spent 4.5 months in hospital. And we got used to her being resuscitated 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. Before we brought her home from hospital, we resuscitated her. And then we had to learn resuscitation when we brought her home. So honestly, the start of our parenthood, I don't even know how we survived the last 24 years, to be fair, but yeah, but we have. And then we love to travel. So whenever we get the opportunity, we always like to plan where we go. We've been to Vegas, New York, San Francisco, Santorini, Kos. We love Greece. Been to south of France. And if anybody's got any places they think that we need to go, then you need to tell us, because we love going to nice new places. Lapland, yeah.
We went there last year.
Got it for a bargain. Do you remember when they put it all over the news? It was no snow in Lapland. About, I think that was 2018, I think it was. And the prices went from right up there all the way down there to fly. So we only paid like £1,000 to go to Lapland. Yeah, with our insurance.
Which resort did you go to?
It was only the day trip, because it should have been £500 each, and we paid £1,000 for all of us to go. And we flew, I don't know where it was. We flew into the airport, and then it was about an hour before we got to this cabin, and then you go and change into all your stuff, and then yeah, we had the best 24 hours ever. Like, it was amazing. But yeah. And then this is the first ever Bootskin. This is the first one. When we sat on the couch, and obviously we were looking for something for Harry, which is the youngest, and that's why we made it in the first place, because obviously he was suffering with his toes. So obviously his shoes were wet, his socks were wet, and then his feet must have been rubbing. And we went online, tried to find something, couldn't find it. So we was like, we'll make it. So we ordered a silicone set to start with, where you have to mix 2 things together. That was like the messiest thing we've ever done in our life. So we threw that away, and then I was like, I know what we'll do. We're going to get some fabric. I said, and we'll make it. And I don't do patterns. I never follow a pattern when I sew. Like, I just look at it, cut it, and then I sew it. I never look at a pattern or pin it out. And that's what it looked like. And it's the ugliest thing you've ever seen. But when we tested it, it worked. So we did what we wanted it to do. And obviously when we first tested it, that was all the mud clog that was on the bottom. And that's when we realised that obviously the mud flexed off the bottom. So we were like, well, my husband turned around and he went, this is a game changer. Phone your boss and tell her we need a solicitor, a pattern solicitor. I was like, oh, okay. So I did. And then that's how the ball started. So obviously once we started the process off, they do all their checks, like worldwide checks and everything else. And I think there was 10 prior arts that came back at the time, but none of them, they'd all got like zips where they zip up at the back, where you can't play in zips. You can't go out on the pitch and play in zips. And some of them were like solid pieces. Do you remember the Fisher Price skates where you used to put them on with your shoes? It was things like that in the prior art. So obviously we knew then that we were going to go forward with it. And that's what it looked like. And then I went to MG Sportswear in Kidderminster, and I said, Gino, this is what it looks like, but this is what I need it to look like. So then we've got the proper real version, what we have now. And that's what they look like. So we've got 2 pieces of fabric, one on the top and one on the bottom, instead of 5 pieces that look like they've been stuck together. And then just as we was about to start the journey and like put it out there, Paul became really ill. So we thought we'd sorted him out. He got perforated bowel and severe sepsis. And then they said if he rested his bowel, everything would be fine. So we did. Got to Christmas, we went back to work for 4 weeks, and it happened again. So then we discovered on the second time we went back in that it wasn't straightforward. He was never going to get better until he was operated on. And do you think they wanted to operate? No, because he didn't have cancer. It wasn't urgent. But what he did have was life-threatening. So then we ended up having to put a complaint in, moved his care to Russell Hall, saw Mr. Waterland that took us ages to get an appointment with, and he agreed to operate on Paul 5 weeks later. And then that was it. He's 12 months clear now since he's had his operation. So last September, I think it was 10 weeks after his operation, I was like, right, no more excuses, we're on it now. So since September last year, we have been on Bootskins like full time, and we've had no money to spend on anything whatsoever. So obviously we've done all our socials. So whenever we go anywhere, if you see me shopping, I'll have a Bootskins top on. If I go on holiday, I've got my Bootskins top on. If we go on a day trip out with the kids, we've all got our Bootskins top on. So no matter where you see us, we will have our Bootskins stuff on because it's free advertising. And yeah. And then after Christmas, over Christmas in the December, we had a viral video. Then we had another viral video, then another viral video. For 3 months, we just had viral videos going off. I mean, the one on Instagram, the top one is 45.9 million, 32 million, 20 million. And then Facebook, finally, Facebook's been the hardest to crack. I don't know whether anybody else does their socials. Facebook, I think it was February, it started, and we had 3 viral videos on there. But somebody on Facebook, a group, shared our video, and then it went viral for them as well. So I don't know what we did to that video. And I don't even know how do you find out what you did on a viral video to make another viral video. So I just have to wing it. Oh. And then this month, we've had a very good month. But as good as it's also been awful. But 3 weeks ago, I rang my sister and I said, what are you doing on Friday? She said, I'm going to meet one of the moms from school. I went, no, you're not. We're going on a road trip. She's like, well, where are we going? I said, we're going to Wrexham. I said, not only are we going to go and press the doorbell of dreams for Richard Branson and Simon Squibb, I said, we're going to go to Wrexham football ground and we're going to drop a sample of Bootskins off to Rob and Ryan. And when we arrived, Rob McElhenney was actually at the club. So we dropped the Bootskins off there and we rang the doorbell of dreams and they absolutely loved it. And he sent it directly to Simon Squibb. And on the 10th of September, we're going to Ideas Fest to pitch our product and our business to a bunch of investors in their Dreamland tent. So yeah, so that is us so far. And we always welcome feedback. And if anybody's got any advice or ideas or anything, please let me know, because we're really stuck in everything. Like, I can't even do my VAT return because they've told me that my VAT today is not registered at the correct address. My business address is my home address, so I don't know what they're doing. So like, nothing seems to be going right, but everything seems to be going wrong as well. So yeah, so that's me from Bootskins.